Welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. My name is George Wright III with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. I hope your days started off well. Today, I'm going to just do a short message because I'm going to talk to you about a prosperity report special edition that we have also posted live today. Recorded, but today to the podcast, the Daily Mastermind podcast. So if you haven't subscribed to the podcast on Instagram or our Facebook page, you can go over to iTunes. You can go to Google Play, Google Podcasts now is what they call it, or any of the other platforms, and you can get access to it. But I'm excited to be able to launch an extended interview today for the Prosperity Report. But before I do, I want to go ahead and do the quote of the day from the Daily Mastermind mobile app. So if you don't have the mobile app, you can download that on iTunes or Android. And a quote of the day today is, "Don't let yesterday take up too much of today," by Will Rogers. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. I think that's an amazing message, because how many of us woke up this morning thinking about yesterday? How many of us wanted to start our day thinking about what we didn't do or what we have to do, the future, the past? The bottom line is this: don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Don't let your worry and your fears and your anxiety of tomorrow also influence everything you're doing. Today's a new day. You have to look at it from that perspective. Today is a new day. Don't start without a plan. Successful people execute on a plan that they've created. And we talk about you having a vision and a strategy and a plan. But successful people have a day already ready to go, and they're ready to execute on their day. Unsuccessful people that struggle and have trials, they're trying to create a plan every day. They're trying to find something to do. They're trying to fill in their schedule, or frankly, they don't have anything to do. And so what I'd like to do is just suggest to you that you start your day tomorrow, today, whatever it is, with a plan, and know what you're trying to execute on, know what you're trying to do. And, look, here's the bottom line. Some days we start out wrong. Like, we sleep in. I'll be honest, I didn't get up this morning and I didn't work out, but I will work out later today. Usually I need that to get going, but, some days your days don't start off right. But here's what you have to understand. At any moment, you can shift your day. At any moment, you can turn your day into a fresh start. Every single moment, every single now is a fresh start for you, and it's a new time for you to re-engage. All you have to do is kind of three simple things. Number one, you just have to make the decision that you're going to shift your day. Just make the decision. I don't care if it's a new start of a day, the middle of the day, or even the end of a day. You can make the decision that you're going to shift your mindset and your action to make a change. Number two, I would suggest you have ready, accessible triggers. It might be music. It might be a certain kind of song. For me, sometimes I will throw on a podcast. I'll listen to things like Gary Vee or Ed Mylett, or, there's a lot of different types of podcasts. Sometimes it's Joel Osteen. But whether it's music, it's pictures, it's a podcast, it's a book, it's a person, it's somebody you want to get around, have a trigger that you can use, that when you make a decision you're going to change your day, that's the point in time you use that trigger to kind of get you in a different state. Remember, your mind, your physical and your mental are very connected. And so if you can start moving, you can start shifting, you can start creating action, your mind's going to change as well. And then third, just execute, just take action. Some days you wake up and you just don't feel like it. So like I said, make a decision, find a trigger for you, and then take action and execute. That's really the key. That's really the main message I wanted to say to you today, is that today is a new day. Start with a plan. If you didn't or hadn't put a plan together, make a decision, find something to trigger you, and start and create a new day. That's the message. But what I want to do is I want to draw your attention and highly recommend that you tune in for a special Prosperity Report edition that I'm going to be releasing on the podcast later today. Had the opportunity to work with a good friend and longtime partner, a speaker that's worked with me and for me many 20 years, actually. His name's Bob Bloom. He's an expert in asset protection, tax reduction strategies, and estate planning. I'm talking about if you want to learn how to completely crush your taxes down to zero, if you want to learn how to protect your business, if you want to learn how to structure your entities for real estate or stock investing, these are the types of things you need to know. We have a really solid, great 40-minute overview of this with Bob today, and I'm going to release that on the Daily Mastermind podcast. So if you have not gone to the Daily Mastermind on iTunes, Google Podcast, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, any of those, just search the Daily Mastermind and you'll see my podcast come up. And if you're on the podcast now, I encourage you to just tune back in later today. You'll get the download of that, and you're going to learn a lot of stuff. And if you listen to that, I also have a free gift for you as well, something that I know will help you. So I wanted to give it to you if you listen to the full podcast. Anyway, that's my message for today. It's a new day. Start with a plan. If you don't have one, if you started off wrong, create a plan, make a decision, get some triggers, and execute on that. And that's the message. So my name is George Wright III. This has been the Daily Mastermind. Have an amazing day. Talk to you soon.